Diplomats past and present gathered at the United Nations on Monday in honor of the 100th anniversary of the birthday of Cold War politician Andrei Gromyko. Discussions, however, focused much more on the here and now, in particular the nuclear arms reduction proposals agreed on Obama's recent visit to Moscow and the obstacles that remain in US-Russian relations.
Is everything okay? Could you please check the mic?
Minor technicalities were a problem, but the group was far from lost in translation.
But of course we do have a fallback option.
At a gathering at the UN marking the anniversary of the birth of Andrei Gromyko, the Soviet Union's foreign minister for almost 30 years, post-Cold War realities took center stage.
The relationship of Russia is one of vital importance for the peace of the world. We had then, and we have now, 95% of the nuclear arsenal.
While Russia and the US have agreed to cut nuclear stockpiles at a Moscow summit, serious obstacles remain, namely America's missile defense shield plans in Eastern Europe and NATO's eastward expansion, moves that Russia strongly opposes.
Bases near the Russian border, they undermine Russian security, because they make the American offensive capabilities even more dangerous to Russia.
But it's not just Russians who think the U.S. plan for an anti-ballistic missile shield is a terrible idea.
The solution to the missile defense controversy is very simple: don't build it. It's a system that won't work against an enemy that doesn't exist, and with a Congress that will not fund it.
Some analysts say that the new American president simply can't afford to make loud statements on the missile defense plans, for fear he will lose political face. In any case, there's a chance he might just quietly abandon the idea.
We are not going to have a real binding agreement or statement, but by silence, American government is not going to push forward neither NATO expansion nor deployment of anti-missile defense sites in Czech Republic and Poland.
A man of vast diplomatic experience, U.S. Secretary of State and National Security Advisor during the Nixon administration, Henry Kissinger has always been supportive of a practical and weighed approach of U.S. ties with Russia. He told RT talks will eventually help find an outcome.
I believe that as our dialogue continues, we will find a solution to the problem.
While first steps of fresh dialogue between Russia and the U.S. have been made in Moscow, America abandoning its missile defense ambitions would be the next step in a warm-up of ties, opening up a new chapter in Russia-U.S. history. But whether this will be done still remains an if. Anastasia Churkina, RT, New York.